the Hallmark movie Lost in Paradise. That's what I'm going to talk about today. Sophia and Max, those are the characters in Lost in Paradise. Sophia is a divorced woman who owns a fashion company. And the fashion company is in dire straits now. They're losing money, and she needs to figure out what she wants to do. Her ex-husband owns part of the company. He's talking about selling his shares because the company is no longer profitable. But she believes in the company, so she wants to keep it. In the meantime, Max, he is a chef, and he makes all these delicious desserts and these delicious meals, and his boss will present the meals to customers, and his boss takes credit for cooking the food even though Max doesn't. His friend tries to convince Max to open up his own restaurant. Max is scared because he used to own his own restaurant and he lost it. He had a pop-up restaurant. He didn't know what he was doing from the business standpoint, although the food was good that he used to cook at his own restaurant. He lost his restaurant, so he's scared to start a new one. So his friend is like, look, I'm going to Fiji. I have to pick up somebody. It's this man with all this money, and he's rich beyond belief. He's looking to invest in a restaurant. Why don't you tell him about your restaurant and see if he's interested? Just come and meet me at my plane, and you can ride along with me. So Max arrives at the plane to go to Fiji, and he finds that his friend has bamboozled him because he discovers that in order to fly on the plane to Fiji, he has to act like he's a flight attendant because his friend is the pilot, and it's not a commercial airline. It's one of those little jets that are just only seats a few people. So he has to act like he's the flight attendant, serving drinks and stuff, because they actually are going to have a passenger to get on the flight, because they thought that there was just going to be the pilot, co-pilot, and Max. So it turns out that the customer, or the actual person flying on the plane, the passenger, it's Sophia. And when Sophia gets on the plane, her and Max start to talk. She finds out that Max is the flight attendant. He serves her this wonderful food, and they connect and they start talking. Then the plane goes down, and the next thing you know, Sophia is waking up in this inflatable canoe. They landed on this desert island. There's nobody around, so Max's friend, the pilot, who's the pilot, and then the co-pilot, they take the raft and say, okay, they had noticed an island not that far away. They're gonna take the raft over to that island to try and get help. Meanwhile, Sophia and Max have to survive on this island. So they connect and continue to get to know each other as they do things on the island, because Max tells her about losing his restaurant and how he's scared to own his own restaurant. Sophia tells of her divorce and tells about her husband not wanting to invest in her business. So while they're amidst all of this, they encounter a group of people on the other side of the island. They're hoping to flag them down. Maybe these people can help them, because so far Max's friend, the pilot and the co-pilot, have not returned, and so they're worried. So when they go to approach this group, they see this big bag of money, and Max says to Sophia, look, I think they're pirates, so we don't want to be around them. So then they end up trying to escape these pirates while they're on this island. They don't want to get caught, and then the pirates start running after them, so they have to hide. They've got to do all these things. And then the next thing they know, this plane lands, and it's actually, Max's friend and somebody else, somebody who works with Sophia. They land to rescue them. And so when they're rescuing Max and Sophia, the pirates come as well. They're like, what? Why are they coming? They're pirates. Then it turns out that the pirates aren't really real pirates. They've been hired by the resort. There was a resort all the time. This whole time they've been stranded. There's a resort on the other side of the island that they didn't know about. So even though they were stranded, they really weren't, because the island was inhabited. They just didn't know it. So, of course, Max presents his idea to the guy in Fiji, about his restaurant. And the guy was like, well, no, that's not something I want to do. I don't think it's the right concept for a restaurant. But then Sophia overhears him telling the guy in Fiji about his business idea. She said, I'll invest. So she's able to rectify everything with her company. And at the end, you see Max, cooking in his new restaurant. Sophia's there. Sophia's ex-husband in there, and all is fine and all is blissful. The movie, what did I think about it? It was okay. I don't want to watch it again, and here's why. When they found out that they weren't really on a desert island or deserted island, and it was just like there was a resort on the other side, and the pirates were part of a paid production that people, do when they go on an island. I just I didn't care for that. And number two, the whole time I was watching the movie, I felt that I was watching two actors, an actor and an actress, acting like they were on a deserted island, but it didn't really feel like they were on a deserted island the whole time. Even when the pilot and co-pilot went to go and find help, it just seemed more of a comical thing. There was no really element of danger. I mean, they do show a snake where he's almost attacked by a snake. They do show a shark, but it still felt like they weren't really stranded. I just felt that it felt that way. It felt as if they were just acting out the parts of someone being stranded. And it just didn't feel like I was watching a real thing. I was watching a movie. And before you say it, I know it is a movie, but when you're watching a movie, you have to feel like you're really at the place or you're at the situation that you're looking at to make it seem like it's real. Even though it is a movie, you don't want to make it seem like you're looking at something that's a movie. You want to make it look real. I don't know if what I just said made sense, but what I would have preferred, I preferred what you see up there. These have elements of danger, and this is what I prefer if I'm looking at something about a shipwrecked or being deserted on an island. Lord of the Flies, On the Island, Castaway. They portrayed it the way I like it, where it's actually an element of danger and you're trying to survive. Lost in Paradise was portrayed more or less like a Gilligan's Island type of thing. So I guess it's just a personal preference of mine. And on that note, if you like Hallmark style romances, try mine. If you like Hallmark movies, you'll love my romances. My romances are better than the movies. And let me talk about Cinnamon Kisses. The hero in Cinnamon Kisses is like Max. He is a chef. He's a pastry chef. And he wants to own his own bakery, but he's scared. Kelly, the heroine, might be able to help him. Just like Sophia did for Max in Lost in Paradise. So you'll want to check this book out. It is phenomenal. It's had tons and tons of 5-star ratings and reviews. All of the books are wonderful. All of them collectively have had over 300 5-star ratings and reviews. So check them out. I'm leaving the link in the comments. You could also go to my link tree. You can see the link above. And you can order them directly from me. And I'll autograph them for you. And I will even give you a bookmark. And I will also gift wrap the books for you. And they're at a super low price. You can even order a few sets extra for your friends, family, church members, or whoever likes to read a good, wholesome, closed-door romance. So don't forget to look it up and check it out. And enjoy the rest of your day.